Mars has always captivated the human imagination. From the earliest days of human history, the red planet has been a source of wonder and mystery. Its reddish hue, visible even to the naked eye, sparked tales of war and fiery gods in ancient cultures. The Babylonians called it Nergal, the god of war and destruction, while the Greeks and Romans named it after their own gods of war, Ares and Mars. But as telescopes improved, our understanding of Mars evolved. Early astronomers like Galileo Galilei and Christian Huygens made the first telescopic observations, revealing a world with polar ice caps and surface markings. We saw polar ice caps that waxed and waned with the seasons, hinting at a dynamic world. These observations suggested that Mars might have a climate and weather pattern similar to Earth. We observed dark markings that shifted over time, fueling speculation about Martian vegetation or even intelligent civilizations. These markings, known as canali in Italian, were misinterpreted as canals by some astronomers. Percival Lowell, a wealthy astronomer, famously claimed to see canals crisscrossing the Martian surface in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. He dedicated much of his life to studying Mars and promoting the idea of an advanced Martian civilization. He believed these were evidence of an advanced civilization struggling to irrigate a dying planet. Lowell's detailed maps and passionate writings captured the public's imagination and sparked a wave of interest in the red planet. While Lowell's canals proved to be an optical illusion, his work fueled public fascination with the possibility of life on Mars. This fascination was further fueled by the rise of science fiction literature in the early 20th century. This fascination continues to this day, inspiring countless science fiction novels, movies, and scientific investigations. Stories of Martian invasions, ancient Martian civilizations, and human colonization of Mars have become staples of popular culture. The allure of Mars lies not just in its proximity, but also in its potential. Its similarities to Earth make it a prime candidate for exploration and the search for life. Of all the planets in our solar system, Mars is the most Earth-like. It has valleys, mountains, and plains that resemble those on our own planet. It has a day-night cycle similar to our own, polar ice caps that hold vast reserves of water ice, and geological features that suggest a once-active planet with flowing water on its surface. These features make Mars a tantalizing target for scientists searching for signs of past or present life. Could life, we wonder, have once arisen on this now arid world? Ancient riverbeds and lake beds hint at a time when liquid water flowed freely on the Martian surface. And if so, could it still exist today, hidden beneath the surface or clinging tenaciously to life in the Martian soil? The discovery of recurring slope lineae, dark streaks that appear to be caused by flowing briny water, has reignited hopes of finding microbial life on Mars. The quest to answer these questions has driven some of the most ambitious robotic missions in space exploration history. From the Viking landers in the 1970s to the more recent Curiosity and Perseverance rovers, each mission has been a step forward in our understanding of Mars. We have sent orbiters to map the planet in exquisite detail, landers to probe its surface composition, and rovers to traverse its dusty plains and explore its ancient craters. These missions have provided invaluable data and stunning images of the Martian landscape. Each mission has brought us closer to understanding the true nature of Mars and its potential for harboring life. As we continue to explore, the red planet remains a beacon of hope and curiosity, a symbol of humanity's enduring quest to uncover the mysteries of the universe. Before we delve into the evidence for life on Mars, we must first consider what life actually needs to exist. While the diversity of life on Earth is astounding, from microscopic bacteria thriving in volcanic vents to giant sequoia trees towering over forests, all life forms share some fundamental requirements. The most essential ingredient is liquid water. Water acts as a solvent, allowing essential molecules to move around and interact within cells. It participates in vital chemical reactions and plays a crucial role in transporting nutrients and removing waste products. Without liquid water, life as we know it simply cannot exist. Next, life needs a source of energy. On Earth, the primary energy source for most life is sunlight. Plants and other photosynthetic organisms capture sunlight and convert it into chemical energy, which then fuels the entire food chain. However, life can also thrive in the absence of sunlight, relying instead on chemical energy from geothermal sources. Finally, life requires a stable environment with the right chemical ingredients. These ingredients include carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. the building blocks of proteins, nucleic acids, and other essential molecules. The environment must also be within a certain temperature range to allow for liquid water and prevent vital molecules from breaking down. With these basic requirements in mind, we can now turn our attention to Mars and assess its potential for harboring life, past or present. Mars today is a cold, dry desert with an average surface temperature of about -63 degrees Celsius, or -81 degrees Fahrenheit. This extreme cold is one of the many challenges that any future missions to Mars will have to contend with. Its thin atmosphere, composed primarily of carbon dioxide, offers little protection from the harsh radiation of space. This lack of atmospheric shielding means that the surface is bombarded with high levels of cosmic and solar radiation. Liquid water is unstable on the surface, quickly evaporating into the thin air. This makes the presence of liquid water on Mars today nearly impossible, except perhaps in very salty brines. However, Mars wasn't always this inhospitable. There is compelling evidence to suggest that billions of years ago, Mars had a much thicker atmosphere and a climate that could support liquid water on its surface. Billions of years ago, it may have been a much warmer and wetter world. During this time, Mars likely had vast lakes, rivers, and perhaps even oceans. Evidence for this ancient habitability comes from a variety of sources, including the planet's geology, its atmospheric composition, and the presence of certain minerals that only form in the presence of water, and the presence of water ice at its poles and beneath its surface. These ice deposits are remnants of a time when water was more abundant on Mars. Martian rovers and orbiters have sent back images of vast canyons carved by ancient rivers, providing clear evidence that liquid water once flowed across the Martian surface. Deltas where these rivers once emptied into lakes or seas, suggesting that Mars had a hydrological cycle similar to Earth's, and layered sedimentary rocks that form in the presence of water. These rocks are crucial in understanding the history of water on Mars. These features paint a picture of a planet where water once flowed freely across the surface, shaping its landscape and potentially supporting life. The presence of these ancient water features raises the tantalizing possibility that Mars may have once harbored life. Furthermore, the Martian atmosphere, though thin today, contains traces of gases that suggest a once thicker atmosphere and a warmer, wetter climate. These gases include nitrogen, argon, and even traces of water vapor. These atmospheric clues are vital in piecing together the climatic history of Mars. Scientists believe that Mars may have lost much of its early atmosphere to space due to its weaker gravity and the lack of a global magnetic field to protect it from the solar wind. This loss of atmosphere would have led to the cooling and drying of the planet. Despite its current arid state, Mars still holds vast reserves of water ice, primarily locked away in its polar ice caps and beneath the surface. These ice reserves are a key focus for scientists studying the planet's potential for past life and future human exploration. These ice deposits represent a tantalizing target for future exploration, as they could provide valuable resources for human missions and potentially harbor evidence of past or even present life. The search for life on Mars continues to drive scientific inquiry and exploration as we seek to understand our place in the universe. Our understanding of Mars has been revolutionized by a series of increasingly sophisticated robotic missions. These missions have not only expanded our knowledge but have also ignited our imagination about the possibilities that lie on the red planet. These missions have allowed us to study the red planet up close, analyzing its atmosphere, mapping its surface, and even digging into its soil in search of clues about its past and present habitability. The data collected has been instrumental in piecing together the planet's geological history and assessing its potential to support life. The first successful mission to Mars was NASA's Mariner 4 spacecraft, which flew past the planet in 1965 and returned the first close-up images of its surface. This mission marked a significant milestone in space exploration, providing humanity with its first detailed glimpse of another planet. These images, showing a cratered and seemingly lifeless world, shattered hopes of finding an Earth-like planet teeming with vegetation or advanced civilizations. However, they also sparked a renewed interest in understanding Mars's true nature and its potential for harboring life. However, subsequent missions painted a more nuanced picture. Each new mission brought with it advanced technology and innovative scientific instruments, allowing for more detailed and comprehensive studies of the Martian environment. The Viking 1 and 2 landers, which touched down on Mars in 1976, carried out the first experiments designed to directly search for signs of life. These landers were equipped with a suite of scientific instruments aimed at detecting biological activity in the Martian soil. While the results of these experiments were inconclusive, they provided valuable data about the Martian soil and atmosphere. The Viking missions laid the groundwork for future explorations, highlighting the challenges and complexities of searching for life on another planet. In the decades that followed, NASA and other space agencies sent a flotilla of orbiters, landers, and rovers to Mars, each building on the discoveries of its predecessors. These missions have collectively transformed our understanding of Mars, revealing it to be a dynamic and evolving world. These missions have revealed a planet of surprising diversity and complexity, with evidence of past volcanic activity, glacial processes, and even the possibility of ancient hydrothermal systems. Such findings suggest that Mars may have once had conditions suitable for life. Among the most successful Mars missions are the twin rovers, Spirit and Opportunity, which landed on opposite sides of the planet in 2004. These rovers were designed to search for signs of past water activity on Mars, a key indicator of the planet's habitability. These solar-powered rovers far exceeded their planned 90-day missions, exploring the Martian surface for years and sending back a treasure trove of data. Their extended missions provided unprecedented insights into the planet's geology and climate. Spirit found evidence of past hydrothermal activity, while Opportunity discovered mineral deposits that form in the presence of water. These discoveries have been crucial in understanding the planet's history and its potential to support life, both in the past and possibly in the future.